G'day, Jason the Middle-Aged Gear Junkie here. Today I've got a bit of a different video for you because I've been sent this, the PastFX Reticon Flanger. This is one of the rarest and most controversial pedals released in the last 10 years. If you want to find out why, stay tuned. Now, first of all, I probably need to explain who PastFX are. They are a small effects company from France, and they make high quality pedals. PastFX developed a bit of a following on some very notable web pages such as the Gear Page and Gilmore-ish. They've had products that have been reviewed by some of the biggest YouTube guitar channels, all of which gave them glowing reviews. In early 2020, they announced that they were going to be making a new flanger called the Reticon Flanger. Now, what's the big deal about this thing? Well, it's based on the original electric Mistress from the 70s, and that used a special kind of bucket brigade chip called an NOS Reticon, I think it was 512 stage bucket brigade device. Now, these aren't made anymore. They're incredibly rare. I think the word is unattainable. Now, it was announced that they were going to make a very limited run of 100 units. Now, they pretty much sold all 100 units before ever making them. And there lies the problem. 15 of them were made and shipped out, and the rest, well, things went very quiet. If you have a look at the Gear Page, and I'll leave the link in the description, from the time you can see people's excitement saying, I ordered one of these, can't wait for it to arrive. Then a few months later, still haven't heard anything. And then a few months later, what the hell's going on? And then a few months later, I can't get my money back. Now, some refunds, I think, were issued. In some cases, they weren't issued at all. All of a sudden, the company went very, very quiet. Their website basically went dark, and so did all their social media platforms, which led to a lot of speculation. And even today, we don't actually know what happened. So if you do know what happened to PastFX, please put some comments below. Or if you're one of these people who pre-ordered the Reticon Flanger, please let me know. This particular unit is number 13 out of 15, making it the rarest bit of gear I've ever tried. And I can say it doesn't disappoint. Now, although it's based on the Electric Mistress, it has some modern tweaks. So for example, we have our rate, range and color, which is the controls on the original, but we also have a treble control. And we're able to dial in or pull out some of those high frequencies to make it better paired up with your amplifier. One of the criticisms with old flangers is they could be a little bit dark. So by turning up the treble, you replace that top end that can be lost in a bucket brigade device. Then we also have a blend control. This was not on the original Mistress either. So we can go for the full wet sound, or you can do anywhere in between completely dry and completely wet. So it gives you more options. And then lastly, we also have an output level. Again, this wasn't on the original. So this is a really cool modern tweaked version. By pulling the rate down and turning it into a slow flange, it's somewhere between a flanger and a chorus, and you can really get those Andy Summers police tones using this pedal. By turning the rate up, you can get Leslie type tones, which is another function of early flanges that a lot of people really liked. And this does that very well also. The matrix switch here puts it into a kind of notch mode where it takes out of play the rate so it doesn't sweep up and down. And you can get some pretty cool tones with that too. Now, because these pedals are so scarce, they command enormous amounts of money on the used market, and that's if you can find one. Massive thanks to Verlie from PastFX for sending me this out. I don't get to keep this, I have to reluctantly send it back. If you watch my channel, you know that PastFX have been making versions of Buffalo FX pedals, and they have made a version of the Reticon Flanger. However, they've already exhausted the amount of Reticon chips that they had available, so they're no longer available, and only a few were able to be made. I've been lucky enough to try about 4 of these Spectrum series pedals, and I can tell you they are magnificent, and I've got a couple more demos coming out very shortly. There's also been some rumours that Buffalo FX relocated to Australia and became PastFX. Now, I can tell you categorically that is not true. These two pedal companies have nothing to do with each other than PastFX have been recreating some of Buffalo FX designs. They are not copies they have not had the schematics to work from. They have just analysed the Buffalo FX pedals and then built their own versions of these. So if you enjoyed this video or you found it interesting, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Remember, you can join the Middle Aged Gear Junkie Facebook page by clicking on the link in the description. I will also put links to both the Buffalo FX and the PastFX Reticon Flanger, so you can read about those and get an idea about the specs on them and when they'll become available. Other than that, my name is Jason. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you later.